So I did a little bit of a mite test. I've got Megan, the middle child, also known as the forgotten child. Do you feel forgotten?
No.
Okay. Well, good for you.
I feel like Brooklyn's already inside.
You can go inside now if you want. I just wanted to introduce everyone to the middle child, the forgotten child.
But I know I'm not allergic. Because I heard it. I literally just saved a bee. Literally.
So what we're doing here is I did, those hives that we brought back down from the mountains were about 1/3 of the way through. Look at there, there's a bee with deformed wing right there.
What? Where?
Deformed wing virus. So anyways, so we're about halfway through our mite treatment, and I was just curious, and so I threw down 8 sticky boards. And the thing that I find really interesting is how much mite population can change from one hive to the other. Like on this one here, you can see, okay, there's one there, there's one there. I mean, they're kind of not very many on this one. This one too, actually decent. But then you come over here, and I mean, you can see all of them, all of the different mites, or I mean, same type of mite, you know what I mean. And then come over here, once again, pretty decent. I mean, there's one here, one up here. But then, this one here, another decent, somewhat decent one. I mean, there's still mites present. This one actually really surprised me because, something that you want to make sure you do is don't just test your healthy hives or your strong hives. Make sure that you're testing hives that look weak or weaker. It's really good to get as big of a representation as you can when trying to get a reading of your mite levels. This hive was one of those ones that looked okay, but it looked weaker. And interestingly enough, I can't see a mite here. I'm sure there's got to be at least one. I think there's one there. So, yeah, you just never know. And again, too, this is why it's so important. There's one there. This one looks clean. And this one looks decent, too. Like I said, we're only halfway through the treatment. And then, of course, I have them numbered and the hives numbered that they were taken from, just so I have an idea. We've got 8 here out of the 300 hives that we have in the yard. And the other thing I did, too, is made sure that I tested hives. Like, say you have a block of 15 hives or 20 hives. You want to check the hives that are at the corners or on the outermost part of that cluster of hives, because just of the way that whatever you call it, drifting goes and everything else. It's just better to test hives that are on the outside of, say, even if you have a line of 4 or 5 hives, test the hives on the outside first. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't test the hives on the middle too, but just an idea, or I mean, just a good thing. Just, once again, you just have to keep coming back to making sure you have a good representation sample. And yeah. See, here's a drone too with some deformed wing. And interestingly enough, there's not that much mite drop. So anyways, yeah, so very important thing to do. Make sure you check your mite levels. Make sure you check to see where they're at. And obviously this is a colony that I'm going to want to keep an eye on, because good looking colony. Once again, there's a lesson in of itself. So many people rely on whether they can see mites or not. You don't want to rely on sight. You want to rely on facts. And sticky boards obviously one way, but you can also do alcohol wash. You can do powdered sugar, but that's just not, it's known for not being as accurate. And so that's that. What do you think, Megan?
There's a golden bee.
A golden bee.
Right here. See that yellow? Not that one.
This one?
Yeah.
This really goes to show you how diverse the genetics are in honeybees. So anyways, yeah, just check for mites. Make sure to check for mites. And here's another perfect example of where you can have more or less really clean hives and then have one that looks excellent, looks like the bees look excellent, looks strong, but look at the mite load. So just be really, really on the lookout. And then once again too, you know, I don't know if I can find that bee that, yeah, here it is right here. This bee that has the deformed wing. Where did it go? Oh well. Anyways, yeah, just keep an eye out for it, and I'll catch you a little bit later.